From the first bout to the last stand, this is for every fan who loves it. I am Dr. Love, and this is Aaron Love's Wrestling. Yeah! Turn the lights on, hear the crowd ignite. Heartbeat pounds on a Friday night. From the territory days to the modern age, every ring's a war, from every match to every stage. I grew up on legends, I learned to believe in heroes, villains, the blood, and you can see the love I have. It is all on my sleeve, from Dusty Rhodes to Bright Marquee. Wrestling is in my blood, there's no hate in me. Hear the roar when the music hits, goosebumps when the champion appears. Every style, every fight, every ring, one love for the business. I am here to bring the love and the passion in every review. Aaron loves wrestling. AEW, WWE, NWA, New Japan, TNA. It doesn't matter about the brand, I love it all. Aaron loves wrestling. My heart is in the ring. No walls, no war, just the passion for the business that I bring. Aaron loves wrestling. Say it, fire. One world, one voice, taking us higher. AEW, Monday Night Raw to Friday Night SmackDown, Saturday Night Main Event under the neon lights. The next team has the rising stars. The future is looking pretty bright. Dreams get built in every fight. From Wednesday Night Dynamite to Saturday Night Collision, New Japan battles hearts on fire. From the Tokyo Dome to Arena, Mexico, in every zone, every style's a kingdom, every ring is a throne. Give away to AEW, every New Japan pride. AA live on the way, AEW, on the road. Different banners, but the same love and passion pounding in us all. Aaron loves wrestling. Every brand, it doesn't matter about the three letters. From the local hall to the global star. Oh my God, that sound. When the entrance hits, we are all ready to start. Aaron loves wrestling. Side by side. No tribal lines, just love for the business worldwide. This is wrestling. This is wrestling. Cuddy fights for the dreams of us all in red, white, blue. Hangman doesn't stay down, he is always fighting for redemption. Mox bleeds for the business, bringing out the passion in us all. Okada is the rainmaker. From the first bout to the last stand, this is for every fan who loves it. I am Dr. Love, and this is Aaron Love's Wrestling. Yeah! Turn the lights on, hear the crowd ignite. Heartbeat pounds on a Friday night. From the territory days to the modern age, every ring's a war, from every match to every stage. I grew up on legends, I learned to believe in heroes, villains, the blood, and you can see the love I have. It is all on my sleeve, from Dusty Rhodes to Bright Marquee. Wrestling is in my blood, there's no hate in me. Hear the roar when the music hits, goosebumps when the champion appears. Every style, every fight, every ring, one love for the business. I am here to bring the love and the passion in every review. Aaron loves wrestling. AEW, WWE, NWA, New Japan, TNA. It doesn't matter
Happy New Year, all my wrestling lovers. This is the Aaron Loves Wrestling Podcast, and I am your host, Dr. Love, also known as the American Cowboy, and we are here to talk about AEW Dynamite New Year's Smash. Great show. I got to watch it after it aired live. I was spending time with some family for the New Year's. Uh, Hopefully, everybody had a good and safe New Year's Eve, and blessings to you on this new year. We are now officially in 2026. And last night, AEW Dynamite New Year Smash went out with a bang. There was a great opening segment with MJF and Kenny Omega, and we have a new TBS champion. That's right, you heard me. New TBS champion, Willow Nightingale. And man, I'm so excited and happy that she is now the new TBS champion. Nothing against Mercedes. Her TBS championship run was great. It elevated the title, and whoever defeats her for that title is going to be the it's going to be over. It's going to be the new face. That TBS championship is elevated up there with the AEW Women's World Title, and like I shared earlier yesterday, AEW's got some top stars. I mean, really top stars in 2026. Willow Nightingale, Bandito, Heyman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, uh, Harley Cameron, and the list goes on. There are several top stars now in AEW that fans love. They buy the merch. They love seeing them come out to wrestle and to win titles. AEW has so much talent, so much homegrown talent that it is amazing to see and really makes me hype for AEW in 2026. And I am so glad that Will Nightingale won the TBS Championship. I'll get to that later about what this means for the TBS division for the women and MJF and the AEW Men's World Title. Well, let's get into this. The show opened up with MJF coming out and introducing the Triple B. He brought back the Triple B. MJF is the new AEW Men's World Champion at World's End. He won the title in the four-way match, and he revealed the Triple B. He had the original title around his waist, but when he pulled it off and he pulled it off and threw it to the side, and then he revealed what it was under the curtain there, and it was the Triple B title. He brought that back, and as he continued his promo, out on the screen comes Kenny Omega. That's right, and my goodness, to see, to hear that Kenny Omega is going to be in the world title picture now, it is great. And I want to go down the list here because there were several last night that talked about coming after the AEW World Championship. Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, and Hangman Adam Page. Darby Allin even cut a promo later in the show talking about he wants to be on top of AEW with the AEW Men's World Championship. Bandito is competing for the title on January 14th in 2 weeks against MJF for the AEW Men's World Championship. We'll get that here in a minute. So many top stars of the company now is going after the AEW Men's World Championship. And this is great. This elevates it, and it brings the star power, which I'm excited because it adds to the title picture. And for me, I'm excited because new competition, new feuds, and hopefully new champions. Heck, we might even see Bandito as AEW Men's World Champion. I don't think we'll see him as the champion on January 14th, But I believe later down the road, Kenny Omega may win the title back. Darby Allin may actually win his first AEW Men's World Championship. And we'll have Hangman back in the mix. Swerve, Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe even talked about going after the AEW Men's World title. So you got so many stars right now, the top stars of the company that want to go after this World Championship. Kyle Fletcher, Will Ospreay when he returns. We got so many top stars right now within the company to go after this Men's World Championship, and I love it. I don't like seeing the same old over and over and over and over and over and over and over again when it comes to the World Championship. I like seeing fresh faces, fresh feuds, and something different. Not the same thing over and over that we've seen 4 or 5 times and somebody lose to the world champion 4 to 5 times already. No, I like seeing new fresh faces, even new world champions. And this is why I love that Kenny Omega is getting in the mix for the world title. Young Bucks are injured, so they're going to be out for a little while. Excuse me, y'all. Going to be out for a while, so Kenny Omega is getting in the title picture. And then you got Samoa Joe, you got Heyman, Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, Darby Allin. You got Kyle Fletcher, Will Ospreay when he returns from injury. So many top stars right now within the company are going to be gunning for that AEW Men's World Championship. So I, for one, am excited, and this is what makes me hype for AEW in 2026 because, it brings fresh faces. Um, hey, Jake, what's up? Shout out to my brother Jake, the original tribal chief. Happy New Year to you too, brother. Uh, so after this little segment, here comes Hangman at a Page and Swerve Strickland coming down with the chains around their neck. They're coming from the crowd, and then of course MJF pays some security to come out there to help defend him. Doesn't stop Hangman and Swerve, so they fight him off, get in the ring. MJF escapes, but we had Hangman and Swerve team up to take out the security, and I love the combo where Swerve bends over and then Hangman leaps over him to do the buckshot lariat. I love it. And this is why Hangman Adam Page has the best buckshot lariat in professional wrestling. None better. Hangman Adam Page is the best. So I love that combo. I would love to see Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland in the tag team division. I love that they're in the AEW Men's World title picture. It adds more star power. But one might see them team up to go after the AEW Men's World Championships. They're a great team together, and I think it'll be great and add fresh new team in the tag team division. Samoa Joe gets on the screen there, and he starts talking about how he is going to be the one to challenge MJF for that world title and win it back. Heyman gets on the mic, and then he calls out the Alps, and then he calls out Hook specifically because Hook cost him the world championship at Full Gear. So here's this storytelling. 2 months later, we're still in it, Heyman and Hook. So I wouldn't mind seeing a one-on-one match between Heyman and Hook after the Lights Out tag team match, which they got here. They got the Lights Out tag team match next week. This is going to be a fun tag team match, really great. But I wouldn't mind seeing Heyman and Hook go one-on-one. And I saw on the line earlier a while about how many are upset that it's Hook and not Shibata. The story isn't around Shibata. It's around Hook and Hangman. It's funny how people call for the stories in AEW and then they actually give it to you and then somehow it's still not good enough. But Heyman and Hook, I'd love to see him in a one-on-one match later in the future, so Heyman can really get back at Hook for costing him that AEW Men's World Championship. But I love this tag team match that we got set up next week for the AEW in a lights out match. So it's going to be pretty much not unsanctioned, no DQ. Going to be pretty much it's going to be a fight, a brawl, and I can't wait. It's probably going to be some blood, but I can't wait because this is going to be a really great match in my opinion, and hopefully it main events the show next week. We also have in 2 weeks Bandito going one-on-one at AEW Maximum Carnage on January 14th for the AEW Men's World Championship. So it's going to be a one-on-one match. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great wrestling match. Goodness. Excuse me, y'all. It is late. But it's going to be a fun match, and I don't think Bandito's going to get the win here. I don't. But if he did, that'd be great because have him having the World Ring of Honor World Championship and the AEW Men's World Championship to really be the most wanted champion. I mean, that'd be dope. I would love it. It'd be freaking awesome. So hopefully we can get that, and hopefully we can get that, but I don't think we will because of the stories. And MJF just won the title, and I don't see this short of a title reign. I really don't. Really, if it does happen, that'd be kind of odd. But if Bandito wins it, he's over. He's one of the top stars in AEW as well. So having him win the title also wouldn't be a bad idea. But MJF is the one, is the guy, and he's going to lead AEW in 2026. We'll see some feuds with that. If I see anybody taking this belt off MJF, it'll probably be Kenny Omega or what I think possibly Will Ospreay. Who knows? MJF might hold this title all the way to All in London. And then we get Will Ospreay facing off against MJF for the AEW Men's World Championship. So that's something to think about. I don't see MJF losing this title, honestly, until All in London. I don't. Maybe to Kenny Omega. Maybe. But I honestly don't see it until All in London against Will Ospreay. And that's just my opinion. That's if Will Ospreay returns from his injury. I think he is, but I don't know yet. Not sure yet. I haven't really read too much of announcements except for he has been recovering and on the positive road. So maybe we'll see Will Ospreay challenge for that in the Owen Hart Cup tournament, win it, and then go and challenge the AEW Men's World Champion and All in London. So after that, we get the mixed Tornado Trios match with the Death Riders, Claudio Castagnoli, Daniel Garcia, and Marina Shafir going up against Orange Cassidy, Tony Storm, and Roderick Strong. This was a really fun Trios Tornado tag team match. It pretty much was a repeat, in my opinion, from Saturday. So it was okay. It was a fun match, but it was pretty much a repeat from Saturday. So nothing too big. But this time you had Death Riders win and defeat Tony Storm, Roderick Strong, and Orange Cassidy. So it was basically a repeat from Saturday. This is what we got. But it was fun. And then seeing the interaction with Mina Shirakawa, Tony Storm, and Orange Cassidy, Mina get jealous because of Orange Cassidy. It's kind of funny, but I wouldn't have minded maybe some one-on-one action from Saturday. Maybe Claudio against Orange Cassidy or Roderick Strong against Daniel Garcia or maybe even Claudio, but having another tornado tag, just like what we had on Saturday at World's End. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of this decision, but the match was fun, so that made up for it in a little bit. But tonight or last night we also got Bandito versus Beast Mordos, and this was a great tag team match. This was going to be my match of the night until later on. I'll let you know who my match of the night was later. But this match was really awesome, fun, and Bandito and Beast Mordos gave us a great match. I loved the I love that Bandito got his cape and started doing the bullfighter thing with El Toro. That was fun to watch, and they had a great match. In the end, Bandito won, got the victory over Beast Mordos, and then he was saying he was calling on MJF for next week's Dynamite. So we might get a MJF and Bandito promo next week, and I think that would be cool. But then again, this was a fun match. I enjoyed it. We get Brody King versus Lee Johnson, a little quick singles match. This was a filler, and it just came out of nowhere. Uh, it was just randomly put on the show, and it was it was okay, but I don't know. It was just something else thrown in, so it was good, but it was a quick squash match for Brody King. Uh, and for Brody King, I want to see him in that TNT title mix. I do. I want to see him win the TNT Championship, or maybe the AEW International Championship, maybe even the Continental title, maybe the Continental title next year in the Continental Classic. But I would like to see him win that TNT Championship challenge. Mark Briscoe, maybe at Revolution or Dynasty, and he won't go after the TNT title because to me, I'm tired of seeing him in the tag team division. I am. I want to see him in the singles division and going after the TNT title or the AEW International Championship or Continental Championship. But now we have the National Heavyweight title. Maybe even can go for that. But I'd say the TNT Championship. TNT title is the secondary title in AEW. Brody King, in my opinion, deserves it. He's earned it, and he deserves that push as well. Who knows? Maybe later down the road he will get an AEW Men's World title run because he is a top star in the company as well, in my opinion. But in the end, squash match, Brody King wins. So nothing too much to talk about here, except for I want Brody King in a singles run for the TNT title. We got the AEW Continental Championship Eliminator match. This is where my match of the night was because this match right here between John Moxley and Josh Alexander, this match was awesome. I love this match. It was back and forth and almost went to 20 minutes, but in the end, John Moxley wins the match by putting Josh Alexander in the sleeper hold, and that was it. So John Moxley wins this match. Again, great match. But then after the match, we had someone interesting come out, which was Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin comes out and it steps up a title defense for John Moxley next week against Shelton Benjamin. So it will be interesting seeing Shelton Benjamin also get in a singles title run for the TNT title, International Championship, National Heavyweight Championship, or the Continental Championship. Maybe he go after the AEW Men's World title as well, but having him win the Continental Championship, especially the Continental Classic as well. I mean, he was a Intercontinental Champion over in WWE, so it'll be interesting to have him win the AEW AEW Continental Championship in AEW. You know, because that would be it would be the supreme of the continents. I don't know, but Shelton Benjamin basically is going to challenge John Moxley next week, so that'll be a really good match in my opinion. The AEW National Heavyweight Championship was on the line with Jungle Jack Perry going against the champ Ricochet. The man was out there. This was a really good match. I said this was my third favorite match. Bandito and Beast Mordos was my second. This was my third. This was a good match. No, my third would be Mercedes and Willow Nightingale. They had a good one. But this would be my fourth favorite match. But great match. Ricochet wins and successfully defends his title. At the end, Luchasaurus comes out to try to help Jungle Jack Perry, and then the Demand fight off Luchasaurus, and they basically beat him up to where he's injured. But according to Fightful, Luchasaurus is actually legitimately dealing with a shoulder injury, so he will be out for quite some time, which is frustrating because Jurassic Express just got back together and they were on a good run. I would like to see them in the tag team title mix and maybe even win the tag team titles here soon. But sadly, that doesn't look like it's going to take place anytime soon. So we'll see what happens with Jungle Jack Perry with this after this announcement, and we'll see how long Luchasaurus will be out for in AEW. So one thing I want to point out is this: there's a backstage promo with Jon Moxley and Death Riders. It doesn't look like we're getting a Death Riders turn on Jon Moxley. It looks like they're staying together. They're going to remain a unit, and Wheeler Yuta called out Darby Allin. Darby Allin had a promo and said he was going to go after the AEW Men's World Championship, but he won't until he finishes business with Pac. So we're going to get Darby Allin and Pac one more time. But Death Riders talked about, or Wheeler Yuta talked about Darby Allin as well. So we'll probably get a Darby Allin and Wheeler Yuta match here shortly, maybe next week or the week after at Maximum Carnage. But Death Riders, it looks like they're going to remain a unit and possibly slowly turn into baby faces, or just the anti-heroes that we will all love. After Jon Moxley won the Continental title, he gave a great, passionate promo. Really, it wasn't a promo; it was him venting about AEW and how he's passionate about the company and how everyone stepping up to make AEW the best wrestling company in the world. So you had the Death Riders in there, and it was giving some kind of mixed signals with their facial expressions about Jon Moxley, and Pac was not even there. So it was like, are we getting a Death Riders turn? Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. I don't know yet. Maybe we won't, and that will just be the anti-heroes that we love in AEW. Maybe we will, and Jon Moxley will eventually be on his own, and the Death Riders will continue with a new leader. But we'll see how this plays out. Maybe it's just not happening yet with the turn. Maybe it slowly will happen with Death Riders turning on Jon Moxley. But as of now, they are a solid unit, and we'll have Jon Moxley continue to lead the fold for the Death Riders. And then we get into the main, basically the talk, this right here, the main event, and what everyone's talking about is Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale defeated Mercedes Moné to win the TBS Championship. And this was great. Mercedes Moné, she went on a 584-day title run with the TBS Championship. I'll get into that here in a minute. But Willow Nightingale winning, and this is great. Why this is great in my opinion. One, Mercedes Moné holding the title for so long, and everyone wondering who's going to win and defeat Mercedes Moné and in the title reign. And then it ends up being Willow Nightingale the woman that Mercedes Moné defeated for the TBS Championship that began the world title reign, and it comes full circle by ending with Willow Nightingale defeating her for that TBS Championship. It puts Willow Nightingale over. The TBS title has been elevated, as I mentioned earlier. So we're going to see new fresh faces for the TBS Championship. Willow Nightingale, she's going to have a solid run. Afterwards, I might see Harley Cameron winning that title and have a solid run. Uh, Maybe even Sky Blue or Tekla, how do you say her name? Uh, Maybe we'll even see Megan Bain with the TBS Championship. So many wrestlers can step up, and now the TBS Championship will be pretty much freebie for anyone within the division. Not a freebie, but we'll see some more title changes. There won't be someone holding that title that long again. Mercedes Moné did it to cement herself in AEW as the longest reigning TBS champion. Basically, it doesn't wipe away Jade Cargill's, but it does. She did end her streak. She will now be the second longest reigning TBS champion. Mercedes Moné is now the longest reigning TBS champion. So now we have Willow Nightingale, and Willow Nightingale is the new champion. And I like this, and we'll see what happens going forward with the TBS title and Willow Nightingale. Will it cause some friction between the Babes of Wrath with Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale? And that's we'll probably get Harley versus Willow for that TBS title, especially if they lose the AEW Women's Tag Team titles. Maybe Willow gets focused on defending the TBS Championship, or that's her main focus, not the tag team titles. And maybe the story could play out where that's where Harley challenges her because she has cost them the AEW Women's Tag Team titles. I don't know. Maybe that'll be the story. Maybe it won't. But I do love that we have a new TBS champion. Mercedes Moné title run was great, which we'll talk about now. But now we got a new TBS champion. Mercedes Moné title run was great. Her holding that title for almost 2 years, 584 days, and elevating that title. And through the entire 2 years, or 584 days, and through the entire 584 days, she has had some very harsh things said about her. Really harsh criticism, negativity, and for people who used to praise her, started talking down and trashing her. And it's mind-blowing because this is a woman that helped elevate the WWE women's division and WWE, and then now she leaves and she not only does it in AEW but in other divisions as well, women's division as well, in other companies. The downfall is definitely going to we're definitely going to see the downfall of Mercedes Moné. Not only did she fail to win the AEW Women's World Title, failed to win the AEW Women's Tag Team titles. She lost the Red Pro British Championship, and then now she lost the TBS title. So she's about to lose all these other titles. She's about to lose all these other titles. Basically, it will be a downhill spiral, and then we'll slowly see her turn to a babyface, and she will be loved. And when she wins the AEW Women's World Title, she will be loved, and everybody will celebrate and enjoy that she's the AEW Women's World Champion. Her, again, putting over the women, such as Alex Windsor for the Red Pro Championship, and then later down the road when she loses those titles to other women and the other companies, it's going to be talked about, and they're going to talk about the women who defeated her, and it's going to put a spotlight and eyes on those companies and on those women in the championship. This was the plan for Mercedes Moné, and she put herself down in the history books for holding the most world titles. So she did that. She accomplished it. It's over now. Now She's going to lose them all, and then eventually she'll chase the AEW Women's World Title, which would turn her into a babyface, and everybody is going to love her, and then love it when she wins the AEW Women's World Championship. But everyone who talked negatively about her and continued to do so, she did not bury the women's division. She did not bury the TBS Championship. She elevated. She elevated. She elevated the women's division. She elevated TBS Championship. And she is, in my opinion, one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time. And she continues to put women over, and she put Willow Nightingale over and dropped the title to her, which she won from Willow uh, back at Double or Nothing in 24. And then now she dropped the title back to her, and now Willow is now your new TBS champion. Mercedes Moné is putting women over and elevating the women's division and the TBS championship. There's word around that Bayley is going to soon leave WWE to head over to AEW, and the reason being is because of Mercedes Moné. So if that happens, then you have Bayley also helping her put over the women's division in AEW. But respect to Mercedes Moné, she had a great run. It's over now. And then now we'll see what the future holds, and we'll see what the future holds even for Mercedes Moné and which title she's going to lose next, and who's going to defeat her for the other title next. I mean, she looked like she was devastated after the match. She was about to cry. She was devastated. So now this is going to be her downhill spiral, and then eventually she will turn babyface and then chase the AEW Women's World Championship. But with that being said, AEW Dynamite New Year's Smash was a solid show. I give the overall grade a solid B, maybe B minus. The low light was that Trios Tornado match. It was a fun match, but I don't know. It was just a repeat from Saturday at World's End, and then you had the quick squash match with Brody King. But overall, it was some good matches and an overall great show, especially the opening segment with MJF. And we have now Kenny Omega and the AEW Men's World Title mix. Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, Samoa Joe, Darby Allin, Bandito, Will Ospreay when he returns, Cal Fletcher. I'm sure he will be in the mix here in the future. So we got so many top stars in AEW going for that title. Mercedes Moné put over Willow Nightingale and elevated her, put her over, and elevated that TBS championship. To me, it is right up there with the AEW Women's World Title, just as important and prestigious. So now Willow Nightingale will carry that torch and be the TBS champion, go to 2026, and we'll see who challenges her next for the AEW Women's World Title. And then we have Bandito and Beast Mortos had a great match, and we'll have Bandito challenge for the AEW Men's World Title on January 14th at Maximum Carnage. So, great way to end the year. Great show for Dynamite. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you thought of last night's show. Let me know what you think of Willow Nightingale winning the TBS Championship. Let me know what you think of Mercedes Moné and her title run. And be respectful, please. Let me know what you think about Bandito in the future in 2026, and will he possibly win an AEW Men's World Championship this year or maybe 2027? We'll see. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Thank you for listening. Appreciate everybody. Again, Happy New Year. Love all y'all. And just remember, everyone, love professional wrestling. Have a blessed New Year.
From the first bell to the last stand, this is for every fan who loves it. I am Dr. Love, and this is Aaron Love's Wrestling. Yeah! of us all in red, white, blue. Hangman doesn't stay down, he is always fighting for redemption. Mox bleeds for the business, bringing out the passion in us all. Okada is the rainmaker, the money rains down with every title reign. Cena's never giving up the fight. Fear strikes in the heart of man when Undertaker appears. Sting is the vigilante that every villain fears. Legends will always be remembered, they never retire in our hearts. They will live on forever. From Flair to Michaels, from Hogan to Cena, from Omega's rise to acknowledging Reigns. Different paths but the same damn ring, same damn love for professional wrestling. Say it loud, I love wrestling. Say it proud, I love wrestling. No hate, no tribalism. Just love for the business until the end of time. You know the war goes on your chest. If you love this business, then you're the best. No keyboard warriors, no hate, no lies. Just respect when the warriors rise. From the curtain rise to the final pin, we all are chasing that moment when the bell rings. It's more than title belts, it's more than glory. It's our love for professional wrestling in every story. So pull your hearts up, it's all one love. Every fan's got a place, from every city to every nation. We're united by a love for professional wrestling. Aaron loves wrestling. Hear the crowd with every chant, every heartbeat, and with every tap. Aaron loves wrestling. This is our life. From the rise of a hero to the falling of wrestling. Never ends. From the opening bell to the final ring. Aaron loves wrestling. We all just love listening. AEW, no more hate. Just love professional wrestling. AEW. The American Cowboy will always ride for this. Dr. Love will always share the love of professional wrestling. For every ring, every wrestler, and every fan. One word, one passion, one truth that I'm confessing.